Welcome all who have come to the show. Wait, I don't know why I'm talking like it's a fucking circus. This is 81. Maybe that'll be the next series of podcasts I do, because I've thought about it, like if I ever have to switch up the name or something. Maybe it'll be the Chris Chaos Circus. Oh, Triple C. So let's start it off old school. You know what I mean? I'm recording this on a Friday. I'm hoping to get it up tonight or by tomorrow morning. If not, I get it up by next Friday. It's been kind of chaotic, per normal, which is a good thing. But there's several things have happened over the last week since I recorded the last episode. For instance, I just binge watched the entire Schitt's Creek show. Incredible. I also saw the Book of Boba Fett show. Also great. I don't know why I keep doing this. I don't want to get in trouble. It's not what y'all think. It's not like it's just like, hey, okay, it's awesome. Remember people used to just bing. I keep doing it. Sorry. Work has been decent. Oh, I went on a field trip with the teachers I work with and my students. We went to an environmental center, and they had turkeys, and there was a loose goat, there was chickens, there was ducks, pigs, everything. Not everything, but a lot of things. It was like a farm. It was pretty dope. We had taken a couple years ago, before the whole COVID thing, we took another class there. Success. It was a good success. It was good. Though my allergies, because out there, there's all the shit out there, man. All the trees and the pollen and the grass and the weeds and all that shit, all up in my nostrils. But it's good. It's good. Shout out to the 55 subscribers. Much love. Check out the iPod channel, because there's a couple new podcasts up. Shout out to the two, what is it? I named it after the two, what is it? Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, with that Ryan Reynolds show that you may or may not remember, in the early 2000s or some shit like that. Possibly even late 90s, I don't even remember. But yeah, so it's Two Guys, a Girl on the podcast, and it's me and my sister and her fiance, and I just loaded up one recently. Sorry, the volumes are not consistent. I don't know how there's gotta be an easy way to do that, but I don't know how to do it. Anyway. So yeah, Schitt's Creek, man, that shit had me crying and laughing. Oh yeah, the classroom I work in hasn't had air, so that's been kind of tough. But I'm not complaining, because complaining is some bullshit. Could always be worse. So I'm trying not to complain. But I just did, so sorry. Alright, random page. Out of the 3,000 questions about why. How old do you feel? I feel 24. I need a pen, of course, and I don't have one ready for me to pull out for sure. But I found a pencil within a eraser still. Okay, if you were to get a tattoo tomorrow, what would it be? Teardrops. No, I'm just kidding. For Schitt's Creek, I got a little money sign. So I got my arms. I had to get something on my chest. What would I get on my chest? Maybe my last name, but that'd be kind of like lame. I don't know. Probably a picture of somebody or something, like a snake or some shit. So that's my Chinese astrology symbol. I don't know. It's a good fucking question. Oh, well, I was thinking about getting like 1989 on my belly, but I gotta get a six-pack first. Do you have any family secrets that I haven't already shared on the podcast? Yeah, but I'm not sharing anymore. What is your favorite activity or way to work out, even if it's a small amount? When I'm doing something that's not like regular exercise, like there was this one summer I was moving all these bricks around in the backyard to make this little, because we had this leak, this water leak, and it was like I was trying to make like a little dam for the water with all these bricks that we had and rocks and all these different kinds of things. And it was pretty interesting. That was fun. Oh, this happens every time on this beat for some reason. Right. Anyway, so next question. Oh wait, so that was already. So like, yeah. Who do you seek most for advice? Probably my parents, my sister, a couple of my friends, my cousin. Would you work less and do more of the things you enjoy if it meant you had less money? Yeah, I do that already. Do you think street marts count for anything? No, street smarts. What's a street mart? They sell guns and shit, probably. Street smart, yeah, you need street smarts, even in, because you can, if you don't have, street smarts to me seems like social cues sometimes. Like to know when somebody's like lying to you, but that could be book smarts too, so I don't know. But I think you gotta know what streets you're working on and living on and cruising down. You gotta be smart about some streets, right? Like I use GPS, but I know about some streets. If you saw someone drop a $10 bill, would you keep it or try to return it? So if I see somebody drop a $10 bill, I'd probably try to return it, more than likely. Because I want somebody to do that for me. If you could be a host for a day, would you host a game show, award show, or what? Well, fucking award show, because I don't want to get slapped. A game show sounds fun. Kind of like Family Feud or some shit. That'd be pretty dope. Some of those game shows look fun. And maybe just Steve Harvey makes it look easy. Would you be open to preserving your body through cryogenics? So if I understand what cryogenics is, that means you freeze it before you die? And that's pretty weird. I don't know if I'd be down for that. Do you like scary movies? Yes and no. Basically, no. But I appreciate some that are not gore porn. I don't like blood porn, like Saw. I don't fuck with Saw or anything like that. But I liked and respected The Ring. But now as an adult, I don't need to watch no scary shit. The world is fucking horrifying as it is. I don't need to watch no scary movies at all. Most embarrassing moment in public. I don't know. It's embarrassing always be fucking blowing your nose and shit. As an adult, getting rejected, I guess. I don't know, man. Yeah, getting rejected sucks, but I don't know how often I've been rejected. Oh, getting yelled at. How do you cheer up a friend? I'll be like, hey, let's spark one up. Let's talk about it. Let's rap about it. In what way are you neurotic? In a lot of ways. About my hair, my outfit in certain ways. I just farted. Neurotic. About my herbs. Several things, but being able to, I don't know, like strangers and shit, I'm kind of neurotic about. Have you ever sucked on a lemon? Yeah, I don't know why. That's a weird question. All right, so I'm gonna pause, blow my nose, and we're gonna do news segment. I mean, we've done news before, but we're gonna show the next scene. Be back. All right, and we are back with a new segment. World news. Shout out to the iPod. I was trying to find like a world news picture, but it's all right. Anyway, so shout out to the iPod, because without the iPod, there'd be no Friday Pod. So, according to theguardian.com, this was published on May 7th, 2022. So apparently, apparently anxiety can be healthy for you. That's the premise. All right, I'm not saying this is true or not. This is just a study by somebody put out. Excuse me. Dr. Tracy Dennis Tuwari was a professor of psychology immersed in research, evaluating which mental health treatments worked and why. When she first became aware of an uptick in anxiety, this was some 15 years ago in New York City, somewhere here, and then on this one, somewhere over here. And I work closely with, this is a quote, I work closely with practicing clinicians, and I remember one of them saying, I'm seeing all these parents and kids coming in, and they're talking about anxiety the way we used to talk about stress. She says, everything is about anxiety. I was part of the problem, however well-intentioned, until I started to wake up about a decade ago and begin thinking, wait a second, what are we saying to people? The idea that anxiety is something to manage or eradicate, oh, I just saw a duck go, woo. A habit to be broken is wrong and actually doing us harm. It's literally a recipe for more anxiety. According to The Guardian, this Dr. Tracy Dennis Tuwari. So the key distinction between anxiety and an anxiety disorder is functional impairment. So there's a difference. Anxiety disorder and just regular anxiety. When our ways of coping impede on normal life, like perhaps we stop leaving the house, in cases of obsessive compulsive disorder, we might create rituals to dampen the feelings. Dennis Tuwari advocates treatments like exposure and response prevention, a cognitive behavioral therapy which helps patients confront whatever they are anxious about. But her biggest wish is to change our approach at a much earlier stage so that anxiety won't drift into a disorder. First, it's the understanding that being anxious is not a malfunction. It's helpful and useful, says Dennis Tuwari. If you wake up with that feeling, it's worth tuning in and sitting on it for a while. Why are you feeling like this? She gives the example of her first pregnancy when she learned that her son would require open heart surgery within months of his birth. Her anxiety was off the scale, but it energized her to do everything in her power to minimize the odds of the worst outcome imaginable. She gathered knowledge from every paper ever published about her son's condition, she found the best possible surgeon. She planned for every contingency. She also had money. Anxiety helps us forge forward with creative solutions, but there are times when there is little we can do to address the future uncertainty. Dennis Tiwari suggests many ways of coping here. Connecting with friends and family is a soothing first step. Cultivating things that immerse you in the present moment is also helpful. Now, I'm not saying this is true or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I just dropped it. But it's interesting. It was an interesting read. I thought it'd be interesting to read it and be my first news article of this new era. And we'll be right back with more of the Friday we have returned. Now, I did some research on some animals that I saw a while back. Cause I've been running out of, I wanted to make sure that I cover some animals that I like I talked about it before. But I haven't done a segment on them because it was so long ago and I wasn't doing those kind of segments. So I don't know, you probably don't remember, but there was a time like a year or two ago, definitely in 2020 if I'm not mistaken, where I saw a little field mouse in my neighbor's yard, and it was just chilling there, and I was able to, it was alive, and it was just like, like a little cute mouse, and it was just chilling, and I was like, what's up with this mouse? Like, why is he not running or anything? So I was able to pet him. I pet like his, like his head a little bit. I went inside. I got some shredded cheese. He didn't want it. No, string cheese. And he didn't fuck with it. And eventually he ran away. So, before I went to the farm where I saw like a little goat that was loose, I needed some animals. So I was like, I went to the vault, and I was like, I never did mice. And I'm sure some people see field mice, and it was a great experience for me, being able to pet the little field, like I just felt connected to Mother Earth. So I looked it up. So, whatismyspiritanimal.com says that the mouse animal spirit remains ever aware that abundance wanes. And so the creature prepares for the lean periods in advance. As a spirit animal guide, mouse comes to symbolize the careful use of resources, whether it's regarding finances, personal energy, or emotional output. Excuse me. The mice's presence means it's time to monitor what you're consuming. And I should have looked that up back then. But it's okay to be looking it up now. It's never too late. TrustedPsychicMediums.com says that the mouse spirit animal signifies a time when you need to take a closer look at your life and scrutinize the details that you may have missed. If the mouse symbolism is being presented to you, it means that there are people or areas in your life which you have overlooked and taken for granted. And that is the time, and that this is the time to right your wrongs. AwakeningState.com says that having a mouse cross your path might indicate the presence of sickness or even death. The spiritual significance of a mouse in this context might be that you need to let go of a dirty habit, i.e. you need to kill those behaviors that are holding you back. Therefore, consider what is weighing you down or acting as a hindrance to your wellness. TheSecretOfTheTarot.com says that the mouse spirit guide enables you to be responsive to the needs of others. You strive to create an environment conducive for peaceful coexistence. Your instincts serve you in good stead. They put you and your family safely out of the way of predators. Man, I just realized something. I'm so clueless and ridiculous when it comes to relationships. And I'm getting sidetracked. Why did that? Okay, kind of let me down that way. They put you and your family safely out of the way of predators. Speaking of your instincts, getting back to before I got sidetracked in my brain. Should I just finish the thought? It's because I just realized that the way that somebody inadvertently made me feel today, I may have inadvertently made someone else feel the same way right before that. And it's ridiculous that I'm so confused. Anyways. People with mouse totem can survive in the harshest places imaginable. Sunsigns.org says that a mouse spiritual totem scurries across our paths as a message that we overlook something right in front of us. Yeesh, that goes to what I was just thinking too. As they are so close to the ground, mice see everything and proceed to take action accordingly. It reminds us that we must do the same. That is, taking care not to neglect the trivial but necessary things in life. And last but not least, my dream symbolism hopefully.com, because I cut it off. A mouse symbolizes those sophisticated and gentle threads that make bonds between spirituality and reality. Since mice are believed to have such abilities, they also symbolize the circle of life and the change of life cycles. They embody the transition of material to immaterial and vice versa. Very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. Okay. Moving on. Angel number. We're almost done with the series of numbers mirrored between the two. 828. Angelnumber.org. Let me take a sip of this Clean Cause energy drink, yerba mate, that's almost matching my shirts. Wait. This morning I saw a duck on the roof of our carport, so I had to look it up. The meaning was I had to look at my own video. It's cool to have these to go look back on the reference. Okay, so angelnumber.org says that 828 teaches you about the importance of trust and confidence in yourself and your abilities to succeed and achieve all your goals. It also symbolizes your faith in the divine guidance you receive from the universe and your guardian angels in serving your life, purpose, and soul mission. Sunsigns.org says that equality is a burning issue given by 828 meaning. This is fair treatment of people regardless of gender, race, or origin. If you are the director of a company, you are vetting people for a job opportunity. For instance, the angels want you to choose according to merit. It's time for you to be an example of impartial behavior, Chris, and anybody that this resonates with. The secret of the tarot.com says that 828 is encouraging for you to focus on the things that really matter in your life. Your angels have noticed that you are wasting your time and effort on some things that are really not adding value to your life, Chris. Success is dependent on doing the right thing at the right time. It calls for you to concentrate on what truly fucking matters. Joynumber.com says that the angel number 828 is a sign. It's a good sign for love. It usually symbolizes balanced and harmonious relationships. In some cases, this number can signify closures and endings in your romantic life, but with the higher purpose. Those endings will make the space for the right person to come into your life. That is, the person who will serve your highest good. TrustedPsychicMediums.com says that angel number 828 signifies the power of thought. So it is important to give complete attention to your thought process when you set out to do something purposeful. Your angels want you to know that instead of berating yourself, it's important that you keep 18 positive affirmations to yourself. Numerologynation.com says that 828 is a message that implores you to concentrate on your heart's desires. It advises you to practice positive thinking to manifest your dreams into reality. However, having positive desire and intention alone won't cut it. You have to take affirmative action too. Only when you do the right things will your future be set. MindYourBodySoul.com says that 828 tells you to take care of your love life and pay attention to your partner if you have one. Your angels urge you to make enough time for your partner or love and spend quality time with them. You're probably too busy earning material things in life and forgot about your emotion and inner self. 828, feeling great. Sometimes life is like a piece of cake, but sometimes we gotta work hard and great. Alright, so this one, I saw these two tiny, cute little grasshoppers on my cousin's mom's flowers. And I think I got some pictures, so I'll try to put the pictures up as I'm editing this. I forgot to talk about Cinco de Mayo last time. Oh, look, my finger's wearing a hat. Okay, so I looked up grasshoppers because somehow I've done crickets and I've never done grasshoppers. And grasshoppers are incredible because I've seen videos where they slow down the grasshoppers, like when their legs and stuff, like the sound they make. They slow it down and it sounds like a symphony or some bullshit. Like, it's crazy. So yeah. So according to RichardALois.com, grasshoppers have long been associated with spirituality. They can represent many different things, such as change, there I go numbering things, new beginnings, hope, joy, and happiness. Grasshoppers often show up when there is something new waiting for you on the horizon. They may be a sign that it is time to take some risks and embrace the changes that are coming your way. MillersGuild.com says that seeing a grasshopper can be a hopeful sign, particularly if you've been feeling in a rut. It might also suggest that the power to create change lies within you. The grasshopper leaps from place to place under its own steam. In the same way, your inner strength may be all you need to solve a problem or address a challenge. YourTango.com says that the grasshopper is a symbol of good luck and fortune, focus, abundance, intuition, taking a leap of faith, intuition, and achievement. Amelia Burt, that's AMELIABERT.com, says that grasshoppers are also a confirmation of recent acts and changes you have made, that they are indeed in perfect alignment with your path. Grasshoppers also signify enlightenment, a spiritual growth, and a divine guidance. You are indeed supported, and there are great changes occurring on a spiritual level connecting you to your life's purpose. SentientMetaphysics.com says that a grasshopper cannot move in reverse nor move sideways, only ever moving in a forward direction. WorldBirds.com says, firstly, the grasshopper symbolizes luck, both good and bad. When the wisdom of the grasshopper is observed and respected, it brings about good fortune. But carelessly mistreat the grasshopper and your luck may turn sour. Grasshoppers and locusts also symbolize intuition and sensitivity. TheFifthElementLife.com says, the grasshopper has been used as a symbol both in ancient times and in modern day, but surprisingly, the variation in meaning has changed little between the two. Although there are several significant meanings to the grasshoppers, the most significant are good fortune, morality, joy, and intuition. All right. Now, we're going to take one more break. Well, I don't know if it's one more. Of course, but possibly one more. And we'll be right back with the movie review. All right, and we have returned to a movie review on the Friday podcast with Chris Chaos. So this is a 180 from the movie that I reviewed last week. So the movie I reviewed last week was, if you watched it, was King of New York. Now this one is a little different. Sorry about the gunshots. I don't think you could probably hear that. Hopefully it doesn't pick up on the copyright on YouTube. So at my job, we put on a movie for the kids, and I ended up watching it with them. It was called Turning Red, and it was pretty dope. Pixar usually does not miss. So, I wrote a little my take on it, and I'm gonna just go ahead and read it. So I said that I like the animation. The characters reminded me of the Charlie Brown and Wallace and Gromit characters, particularly the Mouse. I like the Mouse. There was funny moments for adults and kids. I like that they showed the incense in their rituals. That was dope. It was interesting how the panda transformation was thought to be menstruation at first, which is a weird word because it has men in it. Shouldn't it be womenstration? I actually wrote that down. Anyway, what's interesting is that my sister had told me about research that she's done that says that when women are on their period, which I don't know why it's called that either, they have heightened intuition or mental capabilities, and therefore, with practice and patience, the red panda part of the month can be amazing still and not a horrible experience like some would think. Cool details like that it took place in 2002 when you see them using the video camera that showed the year 2002. And the idea of a boy band that everyone likes relates to generations from the 80s to now. I mean, that's from Kid and Play to NSYNC, you know, and so on. Now it's what? K-pop. So, and then there was Big Time Rush and, you know, all the boy bands. So for me, I wrote this down. I like Backstreet Boys myself. Backstreet Boys was now the name sounds pretty gay, no homo, and it's cool if you're gay, but Backstreet Boys? I don't know. And NSYNC is the cooler name. 98 Degrees just wasn't hot enough. No homo. That was dumb. Okay, the fact that it took place in Canada and that it didn't talk about their free health care or syrup was pretty dope. The mom embarrassing her with the tampons was hilarious. The embarrassing and traumatic scene where the mom shows the boy the pic she drew was so realistic, the way it represented being embarrassed by parents in similar fashion. So I give it 4 stars. It would have been 5 if the dad didn't seem so dumb. He wasn't dumb. He knew what to do. He was a smart man, quiet man, but I feel like he needed more lines. But that could just be me as a man, so... I mean, it's good, it's funny, the music was okay. Okay, I'll give it a 4.5 instead of a 5. I don't even know if I could do a 4.5. I'm sure I can figure that out. Anyway, yeah, Turning Red. I recommend it. Alright, be back to finish the rest of the segments. Alright, now I'm gonna do one more spirit animal before the badass woman of her street, and before we close out. I don't know if it's the season of gray doves or something, but I've been seeing them everywhere. On my way to work, here. Gray doves. Whoa! 2 ducks just flew into my yard. A green-headed duck and a brown duck. For some reason, the ducks have been in my yard today. That's very interesting. And I don't understand why. I'm gonna look outside real quick. Let's see if I can, let's try to figure this out. Maybe I can see out there. As you can see, those two ducks flew into my yard. And I don't know what the fuck they're looking at. Well, now I think one of them's looking at me and trying to figure out why I'm recording him. It's pretty cool. Welcome, ducks. And then the one that was here earlier, that was on top of the carport. What's up, duck? And he's looking directly at me. I love animals. Okay, so the other one was a white one with a little bit of red. So it would have been crazy. I thought they were like, anyway, gray doves. I see them. They look like pretty pigeons. And then when they fly, they have like these white lines. I looked it up. You know, the ducks are just chilling, and the cats aren't even fucking with them. I wonder what the cats are doing. Not even looking at them. Very interesting. Very. Now, what did they look at? Huh. For some reason. Anyway. Gray doves. Crystal Clear Intuition says, crystalclearintuition.com, doves that appear to you in synchronistic ways represent hope, there I go numbering, hope, faith, renewed purpose, compassion, purity, and I don't have any, and intuitive communication. They may show up when hard times are ending and a new understanding of oneself is emerging. The presence of a dove brings energy back into balance, harmony, and invokes an internal sense of peace. Charismaticplanet.com says the dove is a symbol of spiritual purity. It means the soul of a preacher. These doves are having great symbolism and are considered an omen of good luck. OMYourEnergy.com says that, I guess that's OMYourEnergy.com. Resilience. The mourning dove is a strong, so I look, there are like two different kinds of doves that are gray in this area. One of them's the mourning dove. And apparently that's all I got. The other ones were, I forgot what the other one was called. So the mourning dove is a strong reminder and symbol of resilience because they are always on the move. The mourning dove shows us that if the conditions aren't suitable in one place, the possibilities could be better than ever before. Angelicalbalance.com says that the mourning dove is known for its symbolism of peace. It emphasizes the importance of taking the higher road and the state of being at ease in life. I thought it was an owl when I heard it, cause like hoo hoo. But and I looked when it was a stream. I looked and it was a morning owl, a morning dove. I guess because it sounds like it's crying. Woohoo, woohoo. Okay, the ducks are walking on the sidewalk. And they're walking towards the cat food. No, they're walking towards the shed. Where are they going? To the back of the shed again. And they're gonna fly back to it. So apparently they just, I guess they were flying and they accidentally landed in the wrong spot. I don't know, because they usually land in the creek. So he walked past any leftover food that was there, as did the other duck. And they're heading towards the back of the where the turtle escaped that one time. Yo, the way ducks walk is funny. Okay. So, the mourning dove is known for its symbolism of peace. It emphasizes the importance of taking the higher road and the state of being at ease in life. Gray doves remind us to maintain decorum. They spread the message that it is essential to maintain peace when you are in a difficult situation or striving for something. The fifthelementlife.com says that the mourning dove totem animal is one that signifies the need to let go of the past. Holding on to the past, especially when it is negative, will hold you back from feeling true happiness. They show us that we need to have positive experiences that make us happy. This can come from the most unexpected places. Okay, I think they're like they're circling around to the cat food now, these ducks. Just keep walking back. I think they're trying to figure out how to get to the creek, to the pond. It looks like the green-head one is the dude and the brown one's the girl, possibly. He's like, who? It's weird how they walk on the sidewalk and stuff. He's just walking. Okay, let me finish this up. So they show us that we need to have positive experiences that make us happy. Oh, I already said that. So MysticCurious.com. That's MYSTICURIOUS.com. What's up, Duck? You're looking right at me. Says that, well, what if there's a robot duck and it's the CIA looking at me? I don't think so. I mean, we live, Duck Creek is literally behind there. There's got to be tons of ducks. They're so cool. Okay. So, MrCurious.com says mourning doves represent peace and safety. However, a pair of these doves in literature represents a picture of devotion, love, and friendship. The mourning doves are said to encourage healing after one lets go of emotional baggage. They represent forgiveness, release, peace, and finally moving on or forward. AskingLot.com says that the mourning dove call is a distinctive woo, 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 which may evoke a feeling of grief over the loss of a dearly beloved. But far from representing death, mourning dove symbolism can give us optimism with its spirituality. Beyond their sorrowful song is a message of life, hope, renewal, and peace. Last but not least, MillersGuild.com says, I don't know what the ducks are doing. They're like standing there in the middle of the yard again. What does it mean if you see a dove? Well, this time they numbered it out for us. And I did 7 of them. So 1, it means make peace with someone. 2, it means you should trust your partner. 3, don't be tempted to be unfaithful. 4, pair of doves. What is that? That's not a... Okay, so the real 4 is take time for calm reflection and time to heal. And then I guess 5 would be freedom and independence. And doves are seen as an enduring symbol of love, peace, and purity. Morning doves. Yo, they're pretty cool when you see them. Look like just a great bird with white and stuff. Okay. Badass women in history. Before I do that, we might take a break, but it's going to be a short one this week. I mean, not short, but it's going to be kind of short. And I was going to do this every day, but I only did it a couple of days, and I really like these pictures. So before I lose them, I wanted to show them to myself and anybody else who cared. I like to do the date. So that was April 30th, 2022. And I just draw like random shit. And I really like how that little skeleton dude came out. What did I draw? Oh, it's like the chaos is water. Some random shit. Weird shit. I like this little monster thing. And so yeah, I just wanted to remember that always. Okay. Then I did one in May. I think it was the next day. I don't know if it was the next day, but it was May 1st. Pretty weird, huh? Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Alright. So, badass women in history. Ida B. Wells Barnett. Born July 16th, 1862. Passed to the next dimension on March 25th, 1931. She was an American investigative journalist. Seems we have a pattern of journalism, because last week it was Martha Gellhorn was a journalist, and so was Ida B. Wells. And B stands for Bell. Ida Bell Wells Barnett. Oh, that poor girl. Why would her parents name her Bell Wells? Bell Wells. So she was an American investigative journalist, educator, and early leader in the civil rights movement. She was one of the founders of the NAACP. Born into slavery in Holly Springs, Mississippi. I'm from that M. I'm not from, but David Banner did this in a song. M-I. Crooked letter, I. Crooked letter, I. Humpback, I. Mississippi. Wells was freed by the Emancipation Proclamation during the American Civil War. At the age of 16, she lost both her parents and her infant brother in the 1878 yellow fever epidemic. Yo, yellow fever was some real fucking shit, okay? She went to work and kept the rest of the family together with the help of her grandmother. Later, moving with some of her siblings to Memphis, Tennessee, she found better pay as a teacher. Soon, Wells co-owned and wrote for the Memphis Free Speech and Headlight newspaper. Her reporting covered incidents of racial segregation and inequality. In the 1890s, Wells documented lynching in the U.S. in articles and through her pamphlets called Southern Horrors, Lynch Law in All Its Phases, and the Red Record, investigating frequent claims of whites that lynchings were reserved for black criminals only. Wells exposed lynching as a barbaric practice of whites in the South used to intimidate and oppress African Americans who created economic and political competition, and a subsequent threat of loss of power for whites. A white mob destroyed her newspaper office and presses as her investigative reporting was carried nationally in black-owned newspapers. Subjected to continued threats, Wells left Memphis for Chicago. She married Ferdinand L. Barnett in 1895 and had a family while continuing her work writing, speaking, and organizing for civil rights and the women's movement for the rest of her life. While her work contains extensive documentations of lynchings, she was one of the first to do so. Her works also concerned the prevalent incendiary propaganda about black rape, yet that was used to justify the practice. Wells was outspoken regarding her beliefs as a black female activist and faced regular public disapproval, sometimes including from other leaders within the civil rights movement and the women's suffrage movement. Wow. She was active in women's rights and the women's suffrage movement, establishing several notable women's organizations. A skilled and persuasive speaker, Wells traveled nationally and internationally on lecture tours. In 2020, Wells was posthumously honored with a Pulitzer Prize special citation for her outstanding and courageous reporting on the horrific and vicious violence against African Americans during the era of lynching. On May 4th, 1884, a train conductor with the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad ordered Wells to give up her seat in the first-class ladies' car and move to the smoking car, which was already crowded with other passengers. The previous year, the United States Supreme Court had ruled against the Federal Civil Rights Act of 1875, which had banned racial discrimination in public accommodations. This verdict gave up her seat. This verdict supported railroad companies that chose to racially segregate their passengers. When Wells refused to give up her seat, the conductor and two men dragged her out of the car. Wells gained publicity in Memphis when she wrote a newspaper article for The Living Way, a black church weekly, about her treatment on the train. In Memphis, she hired an African-American attorney to sue the railroad. When her lawyer was paid off by the railroad, she hired a white attorney. Not saying that she could have hired another black one, maybe. She just happened to hire a white one. While continuing to teach elementary school, Wells became increasingly active as a journalist and writer. She accepted an editorial position for a small Memphis journal, the Evening Star, and she began writing weekly articles for the Living Way newspaper under the pen name Iola. Articles she wrote under her pen name attacked racist Jim Crow policies. In 1889, she became editor and co-owner with J.L. Fleming of the Free Speech, and Headlight, which I've already... A black-owned newspaper established by the Reverend Taylor Nightingale from 1844 to 1922. He lived, I guess. That's interesting. 44 and 22. And based at the Beale Street Baptist Church in Memphis. In 1891, Wells was dismissed from her teaching post by the Memphis Board of Education due to her articles criticizing conditions in the black schools of the region. She was devastated but undaunted and concentrated her energy on writing articles for the Living Way and the Free Speech and Headlight. Wells Barnett explained the defense of white women's honor allowed Southern white men to get away with murder by projecting their own history of sexual violence onto black men. Her call for all races and genders to be accountable for their actions showed African American women that they can speak out and fight for their rights. By portraying the horrors of lynching, she worked to show that racial and gender discrimination are linked, furthering the black feminist cause. Salud. That, my friends, is another episode of the Friday podcast. I love y'all. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep, but I'm not going to go to sleep. I'm going to try and get this bitch up. What we gonna talk about next week? Snake, because there's a fucking snake in my room the other day, a little garter snake, which I thought it was guardian. Wasps, because there's been some wasps. I'm gonna talk about the Book of Boba Fett, and we'll see what else. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate the likes, views, subscriptions, the comments, and the views. It's all love, man. Peace. See y'all next time.